Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. I'm not getting too disheartened yet, but I do recognize, I also can't remember if it was Robot or Bulet last time, but I recognize it's been a lot of Bulet episodes, a lot of Robot episodes in a row. I want you to know, in my heart of heartiness, I'm not starting these episodes, waking up bleary-eyed, crazy hungover, just like completely a mess of a human being starting these runs and bricking them up, I'm in a good place in my life. I'm setting myself up for these runs. I feel good right now. I'm adequately caffeinated, I've had a meal, and I've got some experience in this game. But I keep eating shit. One day, perhaps, I will reach the point at which I am not eating shit. I hope that day's today, The only way to get through hell is to keep going, When you're going through hell, keep going. Mark Twain, Winston Churchill. Careful here, let's not get too safe or feeling too safe just because we've got good defense here. I really think that we're so close to actually reliably being able to win. I'm not saying winning every time, but being more capable of winning than like once every 10 or 15 runs, which is basically where we're sitting at right now. I think all we need to do is tighten up 4th floor onwards. 4th floor, 5th floor, and of course Bulet Hell, should we be lucky enough to make it there. Right now, we got a pretty reliable, beat on at least getting to the 4th floor, and then oftentimes dying there, unfortunately. But more often than not, making it to the Forge, and occasionally making it to Bulet Hell. But once you get to Bulet Hell, it really is just a race against time. How quickly can you find the boss room before, your HP gets whittled down to the point where you can no longer kind of survive. But I think, the longer... Oh, that was bad. I should say the faster we tighten up. If we can tighten up level 4 a little bit, so that we're not in a position where we're constantly like, low on HP on the 4th floor boss fight. Like, I've been fucking up the 4th floor boss fight like crazy consistently lately, and it's not a good look for me. If we can just cut that shit out, I think that's a great start. It's gonna be an iterative process. We got a long way to go, perhaps, but it's okay. I'm not too concerned about it just yet. What I am concerned about is our key economy right here. And I appreciate, by the way, that those of you who were watching just to see me win are long gone. And that's okay. In fact, this feels like a secret room, dude. It may even be better that way. And I can just focus on being entertaining instead, and maybe everything else will just fall into place. But I'll admit, it's weird because, like, I have no expectations of winning the average Gungeon run. But it feels like a bit of a slump, doesn't it? That we're kind of shitting the bed so much with these characters. But they're new characters as well. There's stuff to get used to. It's a new era. And I'm hopeful that this era leads to the era in which we become super good Gungeon players and never fuck it up again. But probably not. It is possible, though. Alright, so I'm hoping for key drops. Oh, there's a key beggar. Or a key salesman, I should say. Dude, I really like the idea of giving up 1 key. What do you mean no firing in the shop? I didn't fire. I really like the idea of giving up 1 key for a heart locket. And I think that's gotta be better than using 1 key for whatever the heck is up here. But I need to check just to see. It could be a shrine. Depending on what shrine it is, that could be meaningful. We don't need HP before this boss fight unless, our life is in ruins. So let's not sweat it too much yet. I do want to, keep hitting the same guy here. The faster that we run out of bullets, or run out of 2 enemies with bullets, the better our life is going to be. Don't be afraid. In general, you fought these guys before. Several times, in fact. There's dozens of us. All you gotta do, play smart. Perhaps even more importantly than playing smart, be patient. Like, there was no real reason to go for that high-octane thrill ride there. We didn't have to get close to this guy. We've got a ranged weapon that does a decent amount of damage. Just keep yourself safe. You know he's got bullets. You know he's got, you know, mad hops. He's trying to get in there. Do some dirty damage to you. Don't let him do it. Great work. Keys. No keys. We get ammo instead. We will get a gun as well, because we didn't pick up a gun yet on this floor. And it's actually okay. The mahogany's alright. The ammo's gonna get consumed. So you know what? Kind of, I don't want the rat to take it. Do we want to get to 5 HP? Do we care about getting to 5 HP? Oh! That's our secret room. I think I care about getting to 5 HP. I don't really care about getting to the oubliette. Although, no, I don't really care about getting to the oubliette. So I do care about our HP here. Let's go buy the heart locket. Ring of Chest Vampirism can be helpful. And then we still have 2 keys left. Get HP back every time you open it. Ring of Chest Friendship I don't think is that good. Let's open... We have a blue chest and another blue chest. We got 2 blues. 2 blues. I think those are worth opening. Let's try it out here. So actually, we start and we get a Ring of Fire Resistance. That means our other one is going to be a blue chest with a gun. I really do value passives more than guns at this point because the Blasphemy is so good. So I kind of feel like we'll just break this. And sure, we got junk. That's not very good. But now our key is actually saved just in case we wanted to go up here. And is this a shrine? It is. But I don't think it's worth it. With no blanks, you know, barely enough money to roll the bones, I can only get 1 level of YV. I think that this is a smart decision. And inevitably, some people out there, and they may be people who know what they're doing in Gungeon, and are thus correct, and I'm incorrect in this situation, but there will be people tearing their hair out. You had a key, why'd you crack open the chest? Knowing that we got a passive already, I don't really care about picking up a blue level gun. If it was like a rainbow chest or even like a green level gun, I'd be more invested in. And if I'd gotten a gun with my first one, I would have opened this to try to get a blue level passive or a blue level active for that matter. But I think that this is a good way to use our keys. You know, we already are sorted for weapons. And I mean that with like 100% confidence. Even if I get hit, the mahogany is a capable room clearer. So we don't really have to spend keys to get what is in all likelihood going to be not amazing guns. So we're going to leave that key on the ground and go back for it. Well, we can go back for it as soon as we enter the shop, actually, which is nice. And we do have a junk salesman. I think that's Gun Knight Greaves. It's either Gun Knight Greaves or a speed boost. I would probably take either. Is it Gun Knight Greaves? It's Gun Knight Greaves, yeah. Obviously, we're going to sell you the junk. I think I may sell you. It depends if I need to sell it in order to buy something on this floor. But I may sell Ring of Fire Resistance as well. Like, I don't feel like Ring of Fire Resistance does enough for us to be excited about. It's not necessarily bad, and inevitably, once per run, I'll take damage on the forge or something like that, but I won't deny that it's nice. Like, when I picked it up, I didn't go, oh shit, it's a shitty item. You know, I was somewhat happy to have it, but it's not a big priority for me to have Ring of Fire Resistance. Oh, you almost got me. And in fact, Gun Knight Greaves giving us extra armor per floor. I don't really need it as much as I need it on the robot, but it is still important to stay at full health as the bullet so that you can keep using the Blasphemy over and over. I may have called it the Betrayal like 6 times this video. It's all good. No grenades. Sweet. The grenades are the worst. You get overconfident, you stand up to them, and then they just kick the shit out of you. But for now, this is going pretty well. I have been hit once on this run. Normally, oh, see? Normally, I can usually go the first floor or 2 without taking damage, but not to toot my own horn, because obviously those runs have turned out like shit. Maybe that's the secret. Get hit early, tighten up. Getting money. That's Gun Knight Greaves right there. Of course, if we can get Gun Knight Greaves and maybe a key, that's, you know, awesome as well. So we got some kind of gun game going on in here. I do want to speak to Mr. and Mrs. Gun Game, but I don't really want to... Oh, we have to open it. There's no doubt. Let's check for a secret room. What in the world is this? The Gungeon. We are so much faster for holding this. Yeah, that's a speed boost for sure. And then apart from that, it looks like it might be like a minigun of some sort. It was out of a good chest, so I'm assuming that it's at least the potential to be a high-quality gun. Really, really fast-firing, like, minigun type weapon. Okay. This is where I find myself getting confused sometimes, because I'm like, well, it seems like it's really good for bosses, but so is the blasphemy in the sense that, you know, we are so much less likely to take damage from using the blasphemy. Maybe it's a good time to test it. What you got for me? It is the beholster. I mean, it seems really good. And in particular, it seems really good against the beholster, an enemy whom it's really nice to have the ability to shoot quickly against. I think we're gonna be done here already. Now that it's, you know, semi-ammo efficient as well. This seems like our ideal boss room killer for now. We also got the scrambler, which is really good. So this is what I was kind of getting at earlier, where I'm like, we don't really need to be investing in guns right now. Our gun situation is set for basically as long as we have ammo for the scrambler and for the Gungeon. I think it's the first time I've gotten the Gungeon, which sounds confusing because I'm like Gungeon, engine, you get the idea. So we got 86 now. Let's go explore a little bit more. We do want to open one more chest. Hopefully it's high quality as well, because it's going to have a passive or active item in it. You might be thinking that describes all items in the game. I'm not saying like a gun. Oh, that was so stupid. A gun to me is not an active item. It's a gun. It's a separate category. You don't see this room very often. I think I've seen it once before, and I'm embarrassed as a result that I took damage on, you know, a very solvable situation, but it's okay. Of course, the elephant in the room here is I'm super stoked that we flawless the beholster and now have 6 HP after the second floor. Definitely above average. I have this nagging, like, feeling in my head that I need to... Whoa, that was close. That I need to reload the sword. That's probably like the biggest pet peeve if you're watching these right now, as the bullet. Stop reloading the fucking sword. I can't help it, man. My brain does it for me. I don't think there's a chance that we could find a secret room over here. But if there is, more keys, please. Alright, green level passive. Oh, dude, it's got knight armor. That's so good. Okay, I do think, because it's not going to cost us that much, I do think we go for gun game, and it is a dead end. Can you give me anything but a gun? Yeah, I'll pay you 30. Can you give me a passive, is basically what I'm getting at here. This is a tricky-ass gun game setup. Stick controller, stop moving. 1 was easy enough. And 2 is kind of the same principle. Now 3 is where I get frightened. You just gotta nestle it in there. There's 3. Now how are we gonna get 4? We can sneak it. Oh, we did it! We got a good quality chest. It's the op. I think it's pretty good. We kind of have a situation on our hands in the sense that we have like a huge amount of boss killers and not really that many room clearers, but it's not that big of a problem because the blasphemy is a great room and boss killer. I think we're gonna go to our shop. And I'm gonna pick up Gun Knight Greaves. You might be saying that's a little overkill. I don't even necessarily disagree. You know what? I'm not gonna sell an item like Fire Resistance that allows us to conceivably take a little bit less damage. I think it's a good idea on our part to save it. Figure we check this room. I'm not gonna invest too much time in looking for where the secret room could be, but we'll do like a little. The sword swipe is the only thing that finds it here. It's not the actual like ranged attack, unfortunately, because with the ranged attack we could solve it a little faster. And I might be missing some parts here. Just goes to show you we need Lichy trigger finger. I'll check this room quickly, and if it's not here, then the odds of us finding it are not good. Could be down there. I don't know. It's so hard for me, though, to just be like, okay, let's leave. Doesn't feel right, man. Like it could be here. Oh, you idiot! Still finding new ways to hurt myself in Gungeon. Okay, well, you know what? Big room. Why not? Okay. We're still at full HP because of the Gun Knight Greaves, and we'll get the HP back when we go, or we'll get the armor back when we go down to the next floor. I really do feel like stacking up HP. It's an important aspect of my life here. If we can flawless the third floor boss in addition to the first 2 floors, HP and armor are so good right now. It's still possible to throw. Look at that. 3 armor, 6 HP on the 3rd floor. You know, there's more than ample ability for me to disappoint you here. But as of right now, this is like the most high potential run I think I've had as the Bulet. Again, that can change. Oh, please let me go on. Thank you. That was actually a really easy trap room. Not to say I haven't, you know, fucked that one up in the past. Alright, if you're gonna let me swing at you through the wall, I'm gonna take advantage of that exploit. Does not bother me in the least. I am a man of few principles in video games. Appreciated. Now just give me the ability to get one more armor piece, man. Gun Knight, you know, cod piece or something like that. I'm all in. What we could really use, actually, is an active item. So, if we could find the man who sells us stuff out of his truck, this could be a good time to experience that. I also need to remind myself that I have other weapons at play here, you know? We don't just have Gungeon and Blasphemy. We got a Scrambler. We got the Op. AWP. I forget. We got the Mahogany. We got a key on the ground. Honestly, since the shop is behind a door, we might as well pick up the key on the ground. And since we spent so much money on the last floor, I really doubt we'd use our key to get into our shop. Even if we only get one key, we'll probably just use it to open either the most convenient chest or the highest quality chest. That was good. I mean, the Blasphemy it's a killer weapon. I still am kind of undecided about whether we're using the Blasphemy or the Gungeon for our bosses, but it definitely feels like the Gungeon is faster damage output, and the Blasphemy is better defense. The problem is I have to use the Blasphemy pretty adeptly if I'm going to give myself a great chance to flawless these semi, you know, mid to late game bosses. I just hope I can aspire to that level in my lifetime. Great work. Ammo. We'll take that for the Gungeon for sure. There's 2 ammo drops? Let's check it out. No rats taking my ammo. Okay. Good stuff. Don't fuck it up. You haven't been hit yet. No grenades. Beautiful. You spawned inside of your friend, which I think is not only not okay from a game standpoint, but just quite rude in general. Oh! There's a key in our secret room, which means I will definitely be opening this chest. And we get the alien engine. You should get some synergy if you've got the gun engine and the alien engine. You know, it's got a Hemi. Goodbye, Kate.
Bye.
Have fun. Alright, so the alien engine, unfortunately, it's a decent gun that is worthless for us. And it's decent in some situations. Like, it's got some problems with it, like the fact that it has low range. You've got to be right next to an enemy to hit them, and it moves you around a little bit, but it can do a ton of damage. And you know what? It may actually end up being an adequate choice for boss fights if we also get an active item that gives us invincibility. But for now, I can't really see myself using it because we have better long-range options. But that doesn't mean that opening this chest was a waste. By getting a gun, that means we could get not a gun from our boss. And on top of that, it means that we know that our next chest has to have a passive, so it kind of incentivizes opening our next chest, which again, could be better or could be worse, but it at least gives us a direction that we're probably set to go in my opinion. Now, we can just walk over this. I mean, we could take the mine cart just in case my controller freaked out. That might be a safer option, actually. So, alright, good work, team! Oh, a little dicey there. Beautiful. Another armor piece and another ammo piece. Honestly, like, this is very different than a lot of runs where... it's certainly a mimic. Let's scramble this turkey. It's very different than a lot of runs where I find myself being like, you know, there's an ammo drop. Maybe I should have been using a weapon that's actually better than the basic weapon. But honestly, the blasphemy is so good that I don't feel like we're missing out here. Bug boots, honestly, are fine. Immunity to poison, and we leave poison on the ground. The immunity to poison is the big one, but leaving poison on the ground is okay. So now we come to a bit of a situation. We could use a key to go to our shop, because our second chest allowed us to get a passive item without actually having to use a key. We can use our key to go to the shop, or we could use our key to go to that shrine area, or we could save our key. And I think that I'm probably going to err on the side of saving our key, honestly. Hate that I had to use that early. But we could always, if we find ourselves scared of the cannon Balrog shots, just use the blasphemy to knock them away. Like, there's no reason we have to tunnel vision just one item for the whole fight. He says while tunnel visioning one item for the whole fight, of course, but... Just focusing. Don't freak out, just focusing. We flawless the third floor boss. And it actually didn't cost us that much ammo in the Gungeon either. So we get the shot bow, which I think is pretty bad, but gun muncher potential. We'll take it, of course, and honestly, I think we don't spend our key. I think we save it, use it later. Good work, guys. Good work. Head down to the next floor, feeling good. And you know what? We're gonna get that armor stacked up. We didn't get hit on the third floor at all. So we're gonna get 2 armor just for our troubles. Unless there's a cap. Did we hit a cap? I feel like we should have more armor than this. I thought we had 3, then we... Okay, we had 3, and then we picked up 1, and then we got 2 for finishing. So I guess I can't be too mad, because I think those numbers are actually accurate. 7 HP, 6 armor. I have to take a deep breath, because I gotta say to myself, you know, it's like when you come back from a triumph, or you come back from an overseas campaign in the Roman Empire. You know, I forget who it was. It might have been Sulla. I can't remember. This is why you're watching, right? Is to get a bastardized history of the Roman Empire. Well, the point is, it doesn't really matter which emperor it was. For the purposes of my discourse right now, there was a Roman emperor. They often had triumphs when they came back from campaigns abroad, military campaigns. So if they were successful, they'd come back, they'd have a huge celebration in their honor, where they would basically be paraded through town and lauded as if they were a living god. But then, there were people who whispered in their ear, remember you're mortal, like remember you are mortal, so that they don't get a big head and think that they're actually like, you know, one of the gods that they had, you know, believed strongly in, and, you know, believed that hubris was really punished. Which, as we know today, is not. But anyway, I'm joking. Excuse me? Where's my coins? Oh, there's still one of y'all, huh? But, what I was gonna say is that I find myself in that situation right now. Not that I'm getting cocky, but you look at this HP, you look at our weapons, you say, how could he not win? That's one way right there. The answer to that question, how could he not win? I feel like it's very easy. Just play poorly consistently. We've certainly put ourselves in a great spot when it comes to the rate at which we need to take damage in order to get fucked. We need to get hit at least 2 times per floor to lose any HP because of our 2 pieces of Gun Knight armor. Any armor that we pick up on top of that is just over and above. So we do have like a really nice burn rate, you know? It's like getting into retirement, but you wrote a one-hit wonder in the 1990s, so you're like, well, I don't really have an active source of income, but people will always be playing Baby Got Back on the radio. So like I'm still making maybe 100 G's a year to maintain my hip-hop standard of living. I don't know how much Sir Mix-a-Lot makes per year, but honestly, he created a piece of culture, a cultural touchstone. So whatever he makes per year, you know, it's hard to argue that he doesn't deserve it. I can't believe I didn't get hit there. So this is easy, but also scary. Because what you want to do is you want to spook this guy out. Hey, get out of here. I don't take contact damage. You want to spook him out. Now that he's spooked, he's close. I should have gotten him earlier, but he's closer to the skelly. With him being closer to the skelly, you take a whiff, knock him out, then you just hit this guy a couple times. You should be good to go. I didn't want to have the skull come back to life, basically. So what I was getting at with this whole roundabout thing is don't get overly cocky yet. You know, the third floor is one thing, but traditionally, at least for me, the fourth floor has been a real moment of reckoning. Now, if we just kick the shit out of the High Priest, and I really don't expect to kick the shit out of the High Priest to the degree where we flawless him, but I suppose it's a theoretical possibility. But if we perform admirably against the High Priest, that'll change my tune a little bit. I'll start to feel like we've got a great shot of beating the Lich. The other thing is that Bulet Hell is a totally different beast. You know, Bulet Hell is just astronomically difficult relative to the rest of the game, in my opinion. With my relative inexperience, sure, I know Austin, motherfucker, just won 100 Gungeon runs in a row. He's preternatural. That's what people, I've been like semi-complaining about Gungeon runs being long, and people are going like, well, you know, Austin finishes in 20 minutes. Yeah, sure, okay, and, you know, E Honda can do the 1,000-hand slap. That doesn't mean that's conceivable for an everyman, you know? He's a freak of nature. I mean that in the best way possible. Well, let's try it out here. We got full ammo for the Gungeon, of course, 3 blanks, and we're gonna be fighting High Priests, which is not unexpected. Okay, this is where you switch back to the blasphemy. Ah! Oh, okay, get away from me. I'm definitely gonna blank this. I'm just gonna wait until almost all of the skulls have been spawned. Reload. It even reloads quickly. Now, very unlikely we find a secret room on this floor now. That's completely okay. Take out the blasphemy again. Oh! Oh! This is good stuff, guys. This run is very good. We got hit once on the High Priest, which effectively means that if that's the way the rest of this floor goes, we've gained HP. We also got the Stinger and a piece of armor. He's like a piece of armor. But the Stinger is fantastic. It's a really, really great gun. So, I think that we are, we've got to, oh, that's another Mimic. We got to be favorites to at least, have a good shot at beating Lich. I would never be so audacious in my inexperience as to say that we will beat Lich. This is a bad weapon, by the way, but I think we've got to be favorites to at least show up to that fight with more confidence than usual. And we didn't spend a key there, which is good, and we got a gun, which means if we come across our next chest, it should have a passive in it, or an active, and really, I'm not going to shit on... That was a stupid loss of armor. I'm not going to shit on any passive. I'll take whatever you want to give me. Now, there are some that are not really vital for us right now, like a second form of poison or fire protection. But I think that we have to imagine, even if it's a brown chest, knowing that it's not a brown chest gun that's likely to be literally worthless for us, there's a pretty good chance that we get our value out of that chest. And possibly a chance that it could break this run even more wide open than it already is broken. Sick. Alright. Ooh, I'm getting a little, I wouldn't say anxious. Not really getting anxious, what word am I looking for? Excited? Is this what excitement is? You know, people are always like, you nervous? You go, no, because that's a sign of weakness. And then they go, excited? I don't know. I don't know if I could pinpoint what the feeling of excitement minus anxiety actually means, you know? Am I excited right now? That's a tough question for me to answer. I feel like that's a cop-out, right? It's always like when you're about to give a public speech or something like that. People go, nervous? You go, nah, not really. They go, excited? Well, I'm not really excited. I think we should buy a key here. Not really excited to give this speech of, you know, my sales projections for the third quarter. But I'm not necessarily nervous either. A nice little poison ring going on here. The poison's back in town. The poison's back in town. Great song. Okay. I will buy a blank if we can find our secret room, because it's good value for money on keys, but... it's the boomerang. So, the boomerang, as I've realized, is not as bad in Gungeon as it is in Isaac. In Isaac, it's fairly trashy. In Gungeon, it at least stuns enemies. It kind of confuses them, which could be valuable for us in our current, you know, setup here, because we do want to get close to enemies to hurt them. Just checking. Alright, we'll head down. It's not good, but we also didn't have anything occupying our active slot, so... And now I find myself in an interesting little conundrum. Do we want to, maybe use, like, the Stinger as a room clearer, knowing that the Gungeon is so good? Never fear the use of a blank. Armors is precious now, that's all I'm saying. No, armor is precious to a certain extent. Blanks, you know, the whole point of having the blank is to not take damage. So if you can protect your armor with a blank, go nuts. That's the way I feel about it, at least. I mean, technically better served on the dragon fight so that we can flawless, maybe. But if we're being realistic, we should probably have... that was bad. As much HP as we could need right now. So that's the value of the boomerang there. It also, I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I sort of imagine that as a result of its relative weakness from a damage perspective, it's going to recharge a lot, or recharge quickly at least, which strikes me as being a positive for us because we don't really need it to do damage. Absolutely, let's do this room, get a free item. It's going to be tough. Because, you know, they're not giving away free items, you know, just for shits and giggles here this late in the game. Don't think we need to do this yet. We'll wait for the next phase. Oh, that was so bad of me. That one was 100% my own fault. I stood right next to that wall, let the bullet come in on me. Alright. These guys locomote. So be afraid. That's good. That's good stuff right there. You don't know the wall trick? You just gotta get on the other side of this wall, dog. Oh, you fucked it. Not a mimic. It's the demon head. It's okay. Is it worth the armor that I lost on this room? We'll probably never find an opportunity to use it, but you gotta roll the bones on some of these, right? That's the way I feel about it. You never know what we could have gotten there. What would be prudent for me to know in this situation is whether we're guaranteed to get a gun out of it, or whether we could have gotten a passive, or perhaps a better active item. I feel like because of the fact that the boomerang recharges so quickly, should really use it every time it's available. It's pretty easy to conceive. I think we should just go for it. It's pretty easy to conceive in general, is what I'm trying to say. But no, it's pretty easy to conceive of how it would save us from taking damage. Nice. This is the first time in what feels like 10 dragon fights that I've actually been pleased with our damage output on the dragon fight. You see me, oh, I don't want this gun. No, this gun's not good enough. Let's use this gun. Oh, this gun doesn't do it. Okay, apparently... Oh, I fucked it up. But apparently you can blank the knives that turn into SMGs while they're in the air. So that's definitely what I should have done in that situation. Wonder, can we stun you? Seemed a little cheesy. Now, I was gonna say, I don't really like dealing with this situation. But we have no blanks. I've done it to myself. Probably a sword set up here. Good. This is good. In fact, this is not going bad by any metric. Oh, I kind of blew it. I blew it again. That's okay. We're almost on the final phase here. And remember, you know, we might be coming close to running out of ammo with the Gungeon. Think of what our backups are. You know, we got the Stinger. We got the Scrambler. We got some good stuff cooking in the kitchen right now. Gungeon's in the kitchen. Mama's in the house. Take the robot back to sleep. Just a dream. That's, you know, Bruce Cochran. Bruce Coburn? Bruce Coburn, that's it. This seems like an adequate choice for the final phase, even though it is gonna use a lot of ammo. I'm hoping we get an ammo drop now in our time of need. And remember, we're gonna get 2 armor back just for doing this. I do wish that I had not lost 1 armor on this fight, or 2 armor on this fight, but I think that all things considered, that's a pretty good dragon fight. Take our hegemony credits. Alright. We still use the blasphemy? Sort of feel like we still use the blasphemy. We're gonna have a decent amount of HP for the next floor, to put it nicely. Now, am I feeling the pressure? I'm trying not to. I don't believe when people say, no, I'm not feeling the pressure. I do believe it's a conscious choice to allow yourself to get intimidated sometimes. But, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety. Obviously, the stakes are, in a way, higher when your run is amazing. Because if you fuck it up, that's on you, right? But I think that we can be relatively pleased with the way we played on this run, and not just the RNG that we've got. Sure, the RNG that we've gotten has been, you know, pretty lovely as well, but takes the whole kit and caboodle to get a Gungeon run working for me these days. You gotta have the items and you gotta have the dodges. That room could have been nasty. I'm glad we got out of it without taking damage. And you know what? We got a boomerang back, which is real important because we got this jammed piece of shit here. How are you not dead? Like, that's what bothers me. You know what? You guys don't know the wall trick? I swear to God, if I see comments on this episode, if I win, oh, it doesn't count, use the wall trick. Come on now. Killed like 2 enemies with this freaking wall trick. Don't even start with me. That's huge. We got the Gungeon back to full ammo. Hoping that we're going to the boss fight. It's a testament to the difficulty of Gungeon, or perhaps my own ineptitude, that despite being probably the strongest Gungeon run I've ever had, certainly as the Bulet, I don't feel like we have a win locked up. Now, admittedly, a good chunk of that is probably just inexperience, right? Like, in Isaac, if we'd rolled as many 6s as we've rolled in this Gungeon run, we'd be like, we're set. No problems. But, perhaps as a result of my, somewhat, you know, relative inexperience, I don't feel that way right now. That was a little bit of luck. I forgot we can't be, we can't be set on fire or hit. by a thwomp directly. So, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't sweat those guys that much. This is Boomerang's time to shine, bud. Get as many hits. What is that enemy that's a tombstone? I believe I have seen that before, but usually on Bulet Hell, I don't have time to stop and smell the roses. I just have times to stop and shit myself. And by the way, please don't take this as, oh, that was bad. Don't take this as like, oh, NL, you can beat the Bullet and never have to play as the Bullet again. The Bullet is the lesser of the two evils. The robot is such a good character with no defense. Or at least defense that makes me cry. His offense is incredible. His defense is really where the problem lies. You can't hit me. You can knock me into the pit, but you can't hit me. Boomerang time. Just don't get hit by enemies before they can get boomeranged. You know what? I've revised my opinion on the boomerang. Now, it's probably looking good because of its supporting cast here, to some extent. But at the same time, I think the boomerang has been just fine for us. And we just got to think of it less as like a damage dealer and more as a something that buys you a little bit of defense. It's almost like a defense augmenter. Just hit this guy a few times, get boomerang charged up, and then get ready to party, man. You can't hurt me, so I'm not going to slash you in this situation. You know what? Get yourself a little something, buddy. Fuck this dude. Don't locomote off the edge. We're making good progress from a geographic standpoint here. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe for once we've chosen the right direction. I'm not saying it was going to happen, you know, right now. Yeah, I also used a blank there, so that was almost like a double whammy. But I don't consider it a terrible loss. Because my goal really is, you know, use blanks instead of just letting them sit there. No lasers, please. Good, good. Now just actually hit it. Good. Was I scared? Never for a dang second. Okay, you're gonna be fucked. Now just knock you around a little bit. Alright. I actually did not know that I could push you there. I figured that if I pushed you, you'd fall over the gap, but, sure, no problems. Not our boss fight again. Kills me a little bit inside each time we, fail to find the boss fight. Gotta kill these enemies. Yeah, that was bad. At the same time, I gotta keep hitting those bullets from this shotgun man. Don't throw this. You got lots of HP, dog. Okay, you know what? Cool it! Cool it! I don't know. I'm not sure if this is cooling it. Is the op the right choice here? Well, what are our other options that makes... I mean, the Mahogany's a little too weak. That's going to set an uncharacteristically good example right there. I don't think you use the Gungeon. You could use the Scrambler. Now, the Scrambler is great for bosses as well. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But we already have enough ammo on the Gungeon to probably be okay there. I gotta think. And you know what? The Scrambler, it sold me early here. It's got me thinking this is the right choice. It's also, like, this situation that we're in right now has got me thinking that we're, like, definitely not on the right room. As early as predicted earlier, is what I intended to say there originally. How are you following what's happening on this room, Northernlion? Basically, am not, is the way that I would refute your claim. And you know what? Got him stunned. Get in for some dirty hits. Great job. Really? Yeah, that's a dead end, all right. All right, go back to the Scrambler. Still no reason to fret. This is a lot of HP. We scared one. We scared two. That's important. Nice! Those bullets, they made a judgment call, and I'm very thankful they did. Stay away from these guys. Like, these are still bullets, man. No, fuck you. Lovely. That was good. I think the boomerang knocked some enemies into the drink there. You're not shooting my own eggs at me. Tell you that much with authority. Ooh, look at that. Another key. Not sure what we're going to use it for, but it exists. You know there's going to be a skeleton. We've created that hell for ourselves. So what do? That was really bad. You got to kill that green man first. That was bad as well. With that green man dead, somehow... No, that green man is not dead. We're going to have to kill Skelly. Now that green man is dead. This room is nuts, man. No shame in taking damage on this room. I gotta sneeze. It's kind of bad timing, you know? Good, 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 good. Just Skelly now. And then also, you know, another wave of 15 enemies. These guys seem easy enough that I don't mind waiting on Boomerang a little bit, and then I just realized there's another Skelly in town. So I decided to ignore him. Or ignore my earlier explanation of how to use the Boomerang. Instead, we're just going to go apeshit on this Skelly. This guy's trapped in a wall now. I'm not sure if that bodes well for me. Oh, he's dead. Oh, man. Okay. Still 6 HP. Can't complain. How many times have we gotten here and been like, you know, hey, 3.5 would be enough HP for this fight? Yeah, poison him. Let the poison do most of the work. Great work. Great work. Knock him in. Knock him in. Oh, dude. The Boomerang, I did not give it enough respect earlier. It's doing some fantastic work here. We gotta be getting close to the boss fight. This is a... I wouldn't say that it's like a design decision I dislike. That one, I just hate it. But the fact that Bulet Hell is like this war of attrition, basically like, can you find the boss fight before you encounter 80 rooms? It's an issue. Sure, it's an issue for me. There are items that minimize that. You know, you could take the compass or something along those lines, but gotta say, like, I've been ready on this one, and then just picking wrong over and over. Isaac does it, but is to an extent that I consider a little lesser. Oh, Boomerang was not ready. That's my own fault, but please, save me. Now Boomerang's ready, but it's probably not the right time to use it, honestly. Now it might be. Why not? We didn't get much value out of it, but we didn't take damage, so that's something. Oh my god, it's yet another dead end. Wall trick. Wall trick. You guys ever see that classic television show Breaking Bad with Walter White? I can't believe you've struck me with another dead end here, by the way. Yeah, dude, scrambler ammo for sure. The boss fight could still be just up here. Like, it's not like this is only 2 rooms away from spawn. You know, it's not that close to spawn at all, actually. This could still be the right way. Great thing about the Scrambler, toss in these shots, like, even when, you know, they have no chance of hitting the boss, doesn't really matter. Or hitting the enemy, doesn't really matter. As long as you can, you know, ensure that the little detritus is going to get it to stay in the sun. Beautiful. And a blank. That's huge, man. Oh, stay strong, stay strong. This is not our boss fight. Great room for the boomerang, though. Crazy value. Crazy value. Oh, we got that one before he shot. Thank God. I think this guy's dead. We just gotta wait for it. I gotta think that this is our boss fight, man. Okay, now we face an interesting decision. I think we want Blasphemy and Gungeon. But I am, like, slightly scared by it. Because every second we're using the Blasphemy, we could be using the Gungeon and dealing ridiculous damage instead, you know? So I threw out the boomerang there thinking I'm a goddamn genius. Oh, that was bad. Some of those shots bounce, so be careful. Good work, good work. What do you go for here? I think you just shoot him, dog. Sure, he's putting a lot of bullets on the screen. That doesn't make him better than us. Just kill him. Just kill him. Oh, that was dangerous. Ooh, okay. 4 HP left. I think there's plausibility here. I think, honestly, the second phase is probably the toughest, but I think it also has, like, the second lowest HP, maybe? Yeah, Angry Contra, man, we know. Skulls? Not skulls. Oh, God. This guy's firing a lot of shots right off the bat. That was my bad. I was in a great spot and I kind of whiffed on it for myself. That's fine. Don't sweat it too hard yet. Oh, come on. It's so unpredictable, man. No! Not to this phase. Not to this phase. Oh my God, okay. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't really know. I didn't expect to take so many hits against that asshole. Full-on Scrambler game. Whoa. Also, it should be Scrambler followed by Blasphemy. Just because the Gungeon's almost done. What? I hate it! I hate it so much! If we'd gone to like 2 less rooms on the Bulet Hell, we could have done it. God damn it! Oh! Oh. Well, it's good. It's good that the game's this hard, but it's breaking my heart. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. and I'll see you next time.